I need you to I don't want to be one-way communication, one way on only me giving you some things. I need feedbacks from you, response. So I need you to chat, write in your chat box, or you can always turn on your mic and response. Okay? Thank you, Vivian. Alright. So let's start. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everybody. Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Cikgu Erna Suryati binti Saidi. I'm from SMK Sultan Muhammad Shah in Parit. Okay, we are supposed to be together with Puan Farini binti Ahmad Fadil from SMK Datuk Abdul Rahman Yaakob, but she's not feeling very well. But she did manage to co-produce these materials for you. Okay, so she has contributed her effort. Okay, so today let's do writing. Okay, so as you know, you already have 4 papers. You have 4 papers. So paper 1 is reading. Okay, and then paper 2 is writing. And then for paper 3 you have speaking, and then lastly paper 4 you have listening. Okay, so in order for you to get a very good grades, you need to excel in all the papers, right? Okay. Alright, so this is the overview of paper 2. Paper 2, writing. I'm sorry, I'm getting used to the new format also. Okay, so each part of the paper you consists of 25% of your overall mark. Okay, so 25%, quarter of everything. Okay, quarter. Oh. In a while, okay? Okay. Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Is it presented or is it in the editing view?
Editing view.
In a while, we're trying to solve some things. Tu mak itu pun kat general tips. It's okay. Hang on, guys. Design. Tak besar juga. Tak apalah. Nampaknya. Tak apa, tak ada contoh-contoh. Alright, never mind. Okay. So I think this is okay. Let's maximize this. Okay, we'll manage whatever obstacle we have in front of us. Okay. Alright, let's come back to the overview. Okay, so I was mentioning that all the 4 papers is going to give you 25% of the overall mark to your grade, okay, to your final grade. Okay, so if you see certain papers have less questions, have less marks. Like listening, you have 20 questions, 24 questions, then equivalent to still 25% of your total paper. Okay, so but for writing, you are given 60 marks. Okay, you have 3 questions, part 1, part 2, and part 3. Okay, total time given for you is 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay, so how do you score the most of the 60 marks, okay, to get the 25%? Alright, let's move on to the questions. Okay, you have part 1. Okay, part 1 is email. Okay, so that's very simple. Okay, part 1 has 80 words. You are supposed to write for 80 words. Okay, so part 2 you have guided writing. You are supposed to write 125 to 150 words. Okay, so part 3 you have extended writing, where you are going to write 250 words. Okay, out of this part 3 you are given the options of choosing your own question. Okay, for example, you have article, you have review, you have report, and you have narrative. Okay, so you may choose whichever question that you can answer comfortably and confidently. Okay, so today we are not going to do part 1 email, but the only advice I can give you for now for email is for you to read the questions carefully. Actually, you need to read all of the questions carefully, and then there are tasks for you to answer in the questions, so you need to answer them all. Okay, be extra careful on answering to whom the email is going to be. Okay, and be careful also on the situation, on the setting of the email. Okay, all in all, you must read the questions meticulously. Okay, next, let's go to part 2. Okay, so this is guided, meaning you have points to answer. Okay, alright, so general tips. The questions you should answer in 125 to 150 words. Okay, marks are given 20 marks. All the question part 1, part 2, and part 3 is allocated the same 20 marks, no matter how long you are going to write. So you see that in writing email you are given 20 marks, but you are supposed to write only 80 words. So it's a very easy task for you. Okay, and the room for you to make errors are lesser than the questions with words, more words. Okay, now look at number 3, stimulus given with a few points. Okay, so the stimulus, the questions given to you, where you need to read in details and you have to answer all. Okay, number 4, use all the notes given. Okay, do not miss anything out. Alright, timing. So just now I mentioned that the part 2 for writing, you have 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay, you have 3 essays to write. Okay, so for that, if we divide into 3, it's 30 minutes each. But the question is whether you can write 250 words in 30 minutes. Okay, so for that we are going to steal some time from the first question, not steal actually, but to take some time to lessen the time we answer for email, so that we can give more time to answer the last part, part 3, for the extended writing. Okay, So for this question, I will advise you to use no more than 30 minutes to write the essay. Okay, part 2, question number 2. Okay, writing tips. Okay, so you are going to read and understand and underline the key information. Okay, later we are going to see the question, and then we are going to identify what are the key information in the question. Okay, then you can plan the essay by brainstorming ideas. You may use mind map, or if not, you just jot down your notes on your question paper. Okay, number 3, give the essay an introduction, body and conclusion. Number 4, you need to use variety of sentence structures, simple, compound and complex. Okay, though you may use simple and compound only, but the better, if you are using complex sentences, you will get better marks. Alright, okay, last one is to identify the tenses. What do you mean? What do you understand by identifying the tenses? Can I get some feedbacks from you? What do you understand by identifying the tenses? Can anyone respond? Either in the chat or open your mic. Grammar, okay. What do you mean by grammar, Vivian? Okay, past and present, yes. Elaborate a bit. Why? What's wrong with grammar and what's wrong with past and present? Anything? You want to say something? Okay, correct grammar when we using the past or present tense. Yes, very good, Vivian. Okay, so using the correct tenses will show that you have the ability to manage your grammar accurately, so that we know the flow of the story. Apart from that, is the format relevant to the tenses? Is the format relevant to the tenses used? Yes. Can you give me example? Okay, very good. Very good, Vivian. Article need present tense, right? Yes, very good. Sorry, past tense. Okay, and then what happened if you are writing report? What tense do you use in writing report? Do you use past tense? Or do you use present tense? Or do you mix them up? Is it 100% of past tense? Is it 100% of past tense? Okay, thank you Inshira, thank you Vivian, thank you Hazwan for your response. Yes, you are very right. You have to use past tense. But in terms of giving suggestion, you are going to use models, so it's in present tense. Okay. Alright. Next, we'll go to the next slide. The writing tips goes to all of the questions, not only in part 2. It will go to the part 3 also, the extended writing. Okay. We'll start with something very light today. Okay, so this is the word count. This is approximate numbers. Okay, you do not need to count word by word, but when you when you do your exercises, when you're writing out of the exam, you try to count your words so that you know how long it will be. If you're already used to it, then you know these 3 lines. You have 3 lines, 4 lines of in a paragraph. That is enough for you to write in 30 words. Okay. Why the question has word counts? Do you know why they have word counts? Do you know why they have word counts? So you will have a target to write. Okay, and then you can balance out which question needs more time, which question needs more writing. That's why it's called extended writing. Okay, body is 100 words, and then conclusion, you are supposed to write only around 20 words. You do not need to count. Okay, next slide. Okay, cohesive devices, or maybe some of you know it as connectors. Okay, so we'll try some of the cohesive devices. This is only some of it. There are many more that you can find. Okay, so to start, you can use first and foremost, to begin, or anything that you want. Okay, then you have cause and effect. Because, so, as, consequently, therefore. Okay, the cause and effect can be used in front as at the beginning of the sentence, and also used in the middle of the sentence. Okay, next is comparison, where you compare some things. Okay, similarly, when you have something positive and positive, you use similarly. When you have something in contrast, positive and negative, you have in contrast. Okay, that one is comparison. And then next one is you have contrast. Here you have contrast. Okay, next is illustration, to illustrate, to give examples. So you have 4 examples in the case of, such as, and then last one you have opinion, to give your ideas, your personal ideas, to show that you are writing not on what you are remembered, but on what you are thinking. Okay, in my point of view. As for me, I think. Okay, personally, I think. It seems likely. Okay, so what it seems likely. Do you have any question on cohesive devices? Any question on cohesive devices? No. Vivian says no. Thank you, Shuhada. Aisyah? No. Okay, Hazwan said no. Okay, so if you say no, I think you have no problem, because cohesive devices plays a very important role in giving you marks. Okay, you will be given 5 marks out of 20 marks on whether you have used your cohesive devices accurately. Okay, so that's an element in the marking scheme, so you need to give extra attention to that. Okay, so now let's try something. I want you to use connectors to improve the flow of ideas in your essay. Okay, here is a paragraph about drawing. Okay, can you write this down on the chat box, or later switch on your mic on. Switch your mic to say something or to read your answers to everyone here. Okay, it's about drawing. Master each step. Okay, so I give you 1 minute for you to do this. Can you add in connectors to improve the essay? This paragraph does not have any connectors. If you notice, it's in simple sentence. Okay, you can start writing your responses in the chat box. Or maybe you don't want to do the whole paragraph. You can do certain sentences. Okay. Maybe I can call somebody. Can I call Nurul Afrina? Okay, Vivian has answered here. First of all, drawing is all about taking time to master each step. Yes, very good. First of all, so you start with a cohesive device. Okay. Next. Izati, can you switch on the mic and respond to the exercise by putting in the connectors in the paragraph? Sometimes it's easy for us teachers to give something to you, to tell you about something. For example, like this one, I tell you to use connectors, tell you to use the cohesive devices, but it is your job, it is your challenge for you to put them in your paragraph. Sometimes it's very hard for you to remember that, and then you miss out. Okay, I've been calling Afrina, Izati, Inshira. Okay, are we here?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Inshira. Thank you, Inshira. Can you try, Inshira?
First of all, drawing is all about taking the time to master each step.
Okay, very good.
Semua ke teacher?
Can you continue?
Oh. However, mastering the art of drawing does not happen in a day.
Oh, very good. Okay. Can you continue? Okay, you have used however. You can go on with the next sentence without another connector.
It is a skill that takes daily practice. I think you need dedication to hone your craft. It is important not to burn yourself out.
Okay. Right. That's it. Last one.
In my opinion, you need to stick with it.
Okay. Alright, thank you. Very good, Inshira. Okay. So Vivian said, Vivian is trying. Therefore, you need to stick with it. Yes. Okay. Therefore, or maybe finalizing. We didn't do the finalizing one. All in all, or to sum up. Therefore, do you need to stick with it? Yes. No problem, Vivian. Okay, I like that Inshira has used however to show that it's taking time. Okay, you can use however, but it's actually a furthermore. Alright, so first of all, drawing is all about taking the time to master each step. Okay, so you can use furthermore. In my opinion, no problem. Okay, it's a skill. Can I have another response? I have already two, Vivian and Inshira. Do we have guys here apart from Hazwan? Hazwan, can you open the mic and respond to the exercises?
Yang
Yeah.
connector tu aja. Connector tu.
Connectors, okay.
First of all, drawing is all about taking the time to master each step. Furthermore, mastering the art of drawing does not happen in a day. It is a skill that takes daily practice. But you need dedication to hone your craft. Therefore, it is important not to burn yourself out. Lastly, you need to stick with it.
Okay, thank you, Hazwan. When you're not confident, your voices become slower and slower. No problem, okay, Hazwan. Let's make mistakes now, so you can learn from your mistakes, and then make your mistakes a valuable one, so that during the real time, exam time, you will understand better, and then you will not make the same mistakes again. Okay. You mentioned just now, but you need dedication to hone your craft. Therefore, it is important not to burn out yourself out. Okay, it is okay, but I prefer you to use the therefore. You need to stick with it. Vivian's answer, the placing is a better one. Okay. Alright, so let's look at a sample answer for that. Okay, so this is one way. Okay, most of you use first of all. Okay, no problem. Okay, so to start, but my sample answer doesn't have that. Drawing is all about taking the time to master each step. In other words, mastering the art of drawing does not happen in a day. Okay, furthermore, it is a skill that takes daily practice as well as dedication to hone your craft. I mentioned just now before during the exercise that all the sentences are in simple sentence. Okay, so you can use this to make your sentence more complicated. Okay, it is important not to burn out yourself out, but you need to stick with it. Okay, so this is one way. Not only to put the connectors or cohesive devices in front, but also in the middle of the sentences. Right? I know you are trying to be safe. Okay, but can try better because you are aiming for A, so you should try a more challenging sentences. But then you need to be careful not to make mistakes. Okay, shall we move on to the next part of the presentation today? Yes, thank you, Vivian. Right, so now we are going to look at how to write introduction. Is it hard to write introduction? or is it very simple to write introduction? Okay, so we are going to look at how to write introduction. Okay, there are actually 4 ways to write introduction. This one I learned from Cikgu Farini. Okay, so there are 4 ways on how to write introduction. The first one is to give general statement. What do you understand by general statement? What do you understand by general statement? Are you here with me? State the situation, yes, maybe. Okay. Next is questions. So you write questions. But for questions, make sure you have answers. Okay, yes, facts. Okay, for general statement, you can have facts. Thank you, Hazwan. Okay, next is statistical report. You give percentage. Okay, so you give percentage, you give numbers. Okay, statistic is about numbers. You may ask me a question, teacher, if I do not know the accurate statistic reports, so can I use statistical report to write an introduction? Okay, for exam purposes, we are not going to determine whether your content is accurate. We are going to go for logical contents. Okay, so stay on logic. Okay, last one is for according to write introduction using the definition. What do you understand? This is like a debate where you start your debate with the definition of the stand of the motion. Okay, so it is somewhat like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you use all? Can you use all? You're supposed to write just now 30 words for introduction. Do you use all? General statement, questions? Yes, thank you, Syuhada. Fatihatus Syuhada. Okay, you're very true. You do not need to use all. You can use 2, 1 or 2, but do not use all. Okay, to make it simpler for you, let's look at an example. Okay, can you see this? Yes. Okay. So we have a topic here. Okay, a topic, ways to stay healthy during examination. Okay, this is a factual topic. Okay, it can be other topics. That's why we need to learn how to write, not learn what is going to be written. Okay, the first one is general statements. Okay, look at the example. Staying healthy and fit during an examination is very important as students. There are many ways to keep healthy during this month-long and stressful period. Okay, so here are some of the ways. So the red ones are the thesis statement, where you are going to hint that the next paragraph will be about the contents relevant to the thesis statement or topic sentence. Okay, so this thesis statement. Thesis statement is very important to show that this is an introduction, and then the subsequent paragraph will be about the contents. Okay, general statement, staying healthy and fit during an examination is very important. Is it true? Yes or no? It's very true, right? So general. Do you have numbers in that? No. Do you have definition? No. It's just a general statement. Okay, let's look at the number 2 definition. Okay, so being healthy is defined as complete physical, mental and social well-being, dash, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Okay, students should be fit when facing exam, and here are some of the ways. Okay, so this the red one are the thesis statement. Okay, definition. Being healthy is defined. Okay, so you start with definition. Okay, are we okay on that definition? Must the definition comes from the text, from the dictionary? No. Okay, but stay on logic. Okay, thank you Amalina and Vivian. Stay on logic. Okay, it doesn't mean it to be 100% from the dictionary. You can always use your understanding, knowledge. Yes, very good. Okay, now let's go to the third one, questions. Okay, so how to start with a question. Why is staying healthy and fit during examination is important to students? Why? What should we do so that we can achieve excellent results? Okay, so you use questions, but do not leave the questions unanswered. So here are some suggestions on ways to stay healthy and fit when facing examination. So you give answers, okay, in your content. The content are the answers to your questions that you have stated in the introduction paragraph. Alright, so let's go for the last one, statistical report or data. Okay, so according to the Ministry of Health Malaysia, Ministry of Health Malaysia, 23.45% students in Malaysia practice bad eating habits when facing examination. You get stressed, you eat a lot. Is it? Okay, so you get stressed, you eat a lot of sweet things, sugary food. This need to be stopped. This needs to be stopped. Here are some ways students can do to prepare for an exam. Okay, so basically you're giving the percentage here. Is this logical? 23%? Practice bad eating habits? Maybe. Okay, so it's logical. Okay, is there any studies about this? I may not know. You may not know. But we go for logic. Okay, so stay in logic. You don't say 100% student in practice bad eating habits. You don't say that, okay, because not everybody, when you say 100% it's all. Okay, so you say something like this. Okay, it's more logical. Alright, here are some ways. Some of the students like to leave the thesis statement away. So when you do not have your thesis statement, you are going to neglect, or you are not going to be very clear on the next paragraph. Is about contents. Alright, so don't forget your thesis statements. Any question you want to ask about thesis statements as we are still on this page, on this slide? Any question you want to ask about thesis statement? Thank you Vivian, thank you Siti Aisyah. But if you do, you can always ask later. You have two Siti Aisyah. Thank you both of you. Alright, let's do some activity. Okay. Alright, this is an example of the second question, part 2. Okay, articles wanted. Some students feel that co-curricular activities are a waste of time. Your principal wants more students to participate in co-curricular activities. Okay, he has asked you to write an essay on the benefits of co-curricular activities. So what in this paragraph, we are not going to the points yet. In this, the first part of the stimulus, what are you going to underline? From some students until the co-curricular activities, what do you want to underline? Can you write in the chat box? What do you want to underline? Which word do you want to underline? Should you underline? Which word should you underline? Do you underline principle? Benefits? Yes, Vivian, benefits. Okay. Benefits of what? Maybe you want to underline benefits of co-curricular activities. Okay, benefits of co-curricular activities. Okay, so that is what we are going to write, benefits of co-curricular activities. Okay, what format are you going to write? Article, yes, article. Where do you see the word article? No, has to write an essay, okay? So if you are supposed to write an article, you are not supposed to write a report. It could be a report, okay, but you need to be careful of the rubric of the question. Okay, so we go to the next part. In your essay, you should write about reason of lack of interest. Number 2, benefits of co-curricular activities. And then last one, you have some suggestions. Okay, so here benefits of co-curricular activities are the same with the rubric on top. Okay. Articles wanted. Yes, very good. Okay, so articles wanted. So the benefit, the reason of lack of interest. Let's highlight that. And then suggestions. Okay, here are the examples of words that you should underline, identify and underline. Okay, suggestion. How many suggestions do you give? How many reasons do you give? How many benefits do you give? Okay, this is very important because you are going to be marked on your content. Okay, there are 4 elements for you. We are going to mark your essay on 4 elements, 4 things. Okay, the first one is content. So you need to answer all. Okay, if you notice the word reason, it's in singular or plural form? Is it in singular form or is it in plural form? Okay, it's actually in plural form, reasons, right? Okay, thank you, Aina Bila. Okay, so as to benefits, okay, benefits is also in plural forms. Miss out the S. Okay, so the benefits is in plural form also. Okay, suggestion is in plural form. S, suggestions. And then you have the word some, meaning not only one, but more, at least 2. Okay, now should you answer, should you provide one of each, or should you give more? How much more do you want to give? Okay, it depends on you. How much more points you want to give? Okay, it is advisable, my advice, for you to give at least 2. Okay, give only 2 reasons, because it's in plural, reasons. So you give 2 reasons, you give 2 benefits, and then last one you give 2 suggestions. Okay, so you already have 6 points. Okay, should you or can you give more? Teacher, I want to give 3 reasons because I have a lot of reasons. Okay, I know this. We have discussed this with my friends. Can you give 3? Yes, but it is not advisable. Why? Because you are going to use only 30 minutes to write this question. We have another question for you to write. So you should not attempt to put so many points but then you are unable to explain it well. Okay, my advice would be to give 2 reasons, 2 benefits, and 2 just suggestions with proper elaboration. Okay, so either you give elaboration, 3E, examples, elaboration, or explanation. Okay, so either you give example, elaborate, or explain. Okay, you should not only write sentences with the content point. Okay, for you to get an A or full mark for 20 marks, 5 for each of the elements, you need to have a mature content points. Mature content point, meaning you should only should not only mere mention the points or answering the questions only. You should explain it well. Okay, give room for examples. Write more sentences on that content point, not only writing the content point. Okay, you should have the least, the minimal 1+1, meaning 1 sentence on the content point and then another sentence elaborating or explaining the content points. Okay, so 1+1 and the 3E, explain, elaborate, examples. Is there any differences between elaboration and explaining? Go and find your dictionary, okay? But I think you understand what I mean. Alright, so write your essay in 125 to 150 words in an appropriate style. Sorry, typo. In an appropriate style, using all the notes and giving reasons for your point of view. Okay, so give reasons. Alright, this is the key point for you. Okay, so you have general. I mentioned just now you are going to use 2 general statement plus question, and then you have thesis statement. Okay, another one is general statement plus definition and thesis statement. Okay, we are going to do an exercise. You are going to write a paragraph, an introduction paragraph with these 2 general statement, a question, thesis statement on the benefits of co-curricular activities. Okay, where do you want my slides to be? Okay, so let's go back here. So you are going to have general statement plus definition, okay, for number 1 and number 2, or you can have general statement plus question, okay, number 1 and number 3 for today, for now. Okay, can you try that? For now, can you try and give me a quick, short introduction paragraph? Okay, can you give me a quick introduction paragraph on this one? Okay, I give you 1 minute. Make mistakes, don't be afraid to make mistakes, so we can discuss the mistakes and then improve. Okay, you can make mistakes, don't be afraid. You must be confident, you must dare to fail. Okay, we have Faris, Khairatul Hanis. I'm still waiting for Afrina. We have Izzati, 2 Izzati also. You can write general statement. What are general statements that you can write about benefits of co-curricular activities? Are there benefits? Please be careful not to give your points in the general statements. Okay? Any ideas? Anyone would like to try? Anyone would like to try? Giving one introductory paragraph? Or you want to skip this? Yes, very good, Izzati. Thank you, Izzati. Co-curricular activities are activities that take place. Okay, activities that take place outside the classroom but reinforce or supplement classroom curriculum in some ways. With S, some, because you are mentioning some several ways, so it should be with an S. Okay, Izzati, very good. Okay, that's the general statement. Okay, that's the only general statement. Okay, you should continue with another question or definition, and then with the thesis statement. Can someone share with us the thesis statement? Can you share a thesis statement? What thesis statement can you use here? It's very similar. I think most of you will come up with a similar thesis statement. Okay, very good, Hazwan. Co-curricular activities are activities. Today, students think that co-curricular activities is not important for their study life. Yes. Okay. Co-curricular activities are activities that take place outside the classroom. Today, students think that co-curricular activities is not important for their study life. Yes. Okay, so this is general statement. Okay, two general statement, two sentences on general statement. Fine, it's fine. However, yes, continuing from Hazwan. However, there are a few benefits of curricular activities. Yes, very good, Vivian. Okay, so there goes some examples that you can see on how you are going to use general statement with thesis statement. General statement plus thesis statement. Okay, you can always have another question. If you look at Izzati's example, she has mentioned, she has used general statement but a very long one with but. Okay, so this is no more a simple sentence. Very good. Okay, Hazwan has used two sentences. Okay, and then Vivian has come up with a thesis statement. Okay, however, there are a few benefits, meaning that you are going to go on with explaining the benefits of co-curricular activities, and that is what your task would be. Alright, let's continue. Okay, since you have written down your introduction, okay, this is what you are going to do in your body and content points. Okay, so you have reasons and you have benefits and you have some suggestions. Okay, so for your first, second and third point, how many paragraphs should you write? Should you combine any of the points into one paragraph? Should you or should you not? Should you combine or should you not combine? Okay, writing is up to you. Is your can marking easily 3 so that the teacher can mark easily. Marking is not only based on points given, Vivian. Marking is given your full mark. For example, you have content, you have communicative. What is CA? I forgot already. Communicative ability, and then you have organization, and then last one you have language Language is your grammar. So in content points, you should look at the question. If the question asks for only one reason, give a reason, or give a benefit, or give a suggestion. You can write minimum one. But since the question asks for reasons, benefits, and suggestions in plural forms, so you should write two. So if you are writing 3, Vivian, 3, that's 9 points. Okay? So you should go for 2 points only, altogether 6 points. And then you have enough for 150 words. If you are going to write 3 for each, it will be a very long essay, and you will take a very long time to complete your essay. An essay without a conclusion is not a very good essay. It's not an A essay. You need to be able to close. Okay, you need to be able to sum up your writings. Then only you will be given a very good mark. Alright. Okay, so content is not only on numbers, or you are giving the marks is 5 marks for content. We are not going to give, okay, you have given 5 content, 5 marks. No, we are giving 5 marks when you have proper content points with elaboration. Meaning, I like to use the word mature content points. You read it, it is self-explained. You are self-satisfied when reading the paragraph. You understand the content points well, and you are not asking any other questions. Okay, you do not ask what about this? Okay, you do not ask that question anymore. When you are writing a paragraph, the paragraph itself has to be self-explained. Okay, for example, give one example of reason of lack of interest. Okay, they do not maybe the uniform, the clothes are very expensive. So you are giving expensive. You state that the clothes are expensive. You need to give example, elaborate. Okay, why? The question next will be, why do you say it's expensive? Okay, so you should give elaboration in your paragraph, saying the explanation or examples on the matter of being expensive. Okay, saying that poor people may not be affordable, and it's only going to be used once a day in the whole week. Okay, so what is the price? For example, the tailored one could get up to 200 ringgit. Okay, with all the boots and the cap and the muffler and all. Give examples. Okay, then you when the examiner, when the teacher reading the paragraph, they will be satisfied. They have no more questions. Like when you are eating, it's enough, the taste is there, then you get a better mark. Okay, that's what I mean by mature points. Okay, or not only mere mentioning. Okay, I'm gonna leave this out because we already did the introduction. We are going to move on to part 3. Okay, yeah, before that, any question on the content points? If you see here, I have we have, or no, it's not only me, Cikgu Farini has put this elaborate or WH question. You use your WH question to elaborate. That's why I said just now, when talking about the uniform, so I said why is it expensive, so you give result, give reasons, give examples. Okay, thank you Vivian for the response. Okay, so the next second hour, we are going to do part 3. Okay, so part 3 is about extended writing. Alright, so extended writing, you have 3 questions. You will only choose one. You are going to use all the notes given. Notes, why are there notes in the question? Why are the questions given rubric? Okay, the notes are given to be a guide for you what to write and for what the examiner is going to mark. So we must have a similar aim. Okay, we should not have different things I want something else, you are giving something else. No, that's why the notes are there. So please, okay, take care of the notes very well. Okay, use the notes given, answer to that. Okay, so here 200 and 250 words. Okay, these are the numbers of words you are supposed to write. Okay, should you count one on one every time, one by one? No, but you should know when you are going to do exercises. Sometimes try to count, and then you will know. Okay, I have been writing. For 5 paragraph. Introduction, content 3 for content points, 1 for closing, and then that should come up with 200 points. Okay, and then the pain points could be more extensively elaborated to mature the points, and then you get the number of words. Okay, marks is still the same, 20 marks throughout. Email 20 marks, guided writing 20 marks, extended writing is 20 marks. So all together is 20 marks. But bear in mind, the longer you make, the longer the essay will be. Okay, so the harder for full mark to be given. Okay, normally you will get better marks on email, because email is very easy, and then the content point is very direct. You do not have to create long sentences to answer the email. Okay, but for extended writing, you are going to write 250 words for 20 marks. Okay, that's a very short space, a very tight space for you to make mistakes. Alright, don't worry about mistakes. Okay, one more point I would like to add is the timing here. Just now I mentioned that you are supposed to use 30 minutes for the second question. This is an advice, okay? So this you can use it as a guide. But why did I tell you, why did I advise you to do this? Is because, okay, if you are using, you have 1 hour 30 minutes. If you are using the first, for example, you are using 15 minutes for the first question, email. It's only 80 words, so you use 15 minutes. Why not shorter, teacher? Okay, maybe because the marks is 20, the mark is still there, 20 marks. So you need to be very careful. You need to score the highest mark in the email. Okay, so you spend 15 minutes in the email, and then you spend 30 minutes in the second question, part 2, and then you have another 45 minutes to spend in the extended writing. Okay, so you need to be very clear and take care of your timing. Take care of your timing. Okay, because you need to come up with a conclusion. All your content points must be matured. Alright, 20 marks. Next, extended writing. Okay, so this is the some of the questions that can be used in extended writing. You have article, so we did just now, article. It can come out a letter, another question, almost the same format. Okay, so next is report writing. So this is article and report writing is more on to factual. Okay, so it can be a report to the school, report to the city, municipal. Normally report is a very formal writing, formal essay. Article could be a formal, it could be also informal. It depends to who you are going to write, the target reader of the article. Okay, next is review. Okay, review. You had a review question for your trial, yes? A review about a movie, I think. Okay, so review could be about a restaurant, a product, a movie, or a place. Maybe a place of interest, a place, a tourist attraction. Okay. Review is, what tense do you use to write a review? What tense can you use to write a review? It can differ to what question you are going to write and what points, what content you are going to write. But normally, if you are stating that you have been there, so you are supposed to use past tense or perfect tenses. Okay. Last one, number 4 is narrative. This one is informal. Okay, informal language. So you are going to write a story, your own story. But be careful, bear in mind that you have to use the points given in the question. Alright. Are we okay? Checking. Knock knock. Are you there? Thank you, Vivian. Vivian is always there. Okay. Thank you, Siti Aisyah. Yes, Hazwan. Alright. Okay. So this is the target. This is the advice. Okay. Introduction, you are going to write 30 to 40 words. Okay. How to write introduction? We have discussed just now. Okay. You can use 2. You can use 3. Maybe not all, because you don't want to focus only on the introduction. You want to focus on the rest of the essay. Okay. So body, you have 200 words. And then for conclusion, you have 20 to 30 words. So altogether, how many words? 250? 250 words. You are writing here 20, 220. Okay, so you are going to write about 250 words. About 250 words. Okay, if you notice that we always go for the furthest, for the most words that you're going to write. Okay, because we are not going to aim for passes, we are going to aim for A. Okay, so for A, you need a lot of room, a lot of language, a lot of vocabulary, good vocabulary for you to achieve that A. Okay. Alright, so we have one here. Article. Okay, in writing an article, you have to inform or to persuade. Okay, to give your our opinion, to describe a place, an event, or a person. Okay, describe a place, an event. Okay, basically what format it is, it doesn't matter. The format is not the main criteria for marks to be given. Okay, format is just an outer layer of the real content. Your content, your language is much more important for you to get the marks. Okay, because sometimes the article can be a report, the report can be a story. Alright. Okay, so here's one example. An example of a topic. Okay, so articles wanted. Articles wanted, it doesn't mean that you have articles here with a plural form, means you need to write a lot of articles. This is like an advertisement or notice. Okay, so you want many, but you are going to write one. Okay, so a person I admire. Think of a person you admire and write about him or her. What is he or she like? Describe him or her. Why do you admire him or her? How has he or she influenced you? Write an article answering all these questions. The best article will be published in the library monthly bulletin. Library monthly bulletin. So who's your target reader? Who's your target reader? Okay, that's the best thing about CFR. You are writing, you are students, so you should write about someone or somewhat similar, familiar to you. Okay, so you are writing about students. Yes, thank you, Vivian. It's students. Okay, so your target reader is the students. What do you want to share about that person? Okay, so what is he or she like? Okay, describe him or her. Can we do this? Can we try this? You want to divide you, or you want to do on your own? Or before that, okay, I want to discuss what are the content points you can write. Okay, so what is he? Describe. So you have to write a description of the person that you like. A description. What kind of description do you write? What kind of description? Do you describe physical, or do you describe mental, genius? Okay, when you're talking about mental, Okay, it's not only what you can see, what you can learn from the person. Okay, say describe, give a description. Is the person give other abstract description. He's a nice person. Not nice. Nice is a very lame words. Attitude. Yes, thank you, Aisha. The attitude. How's the attitude? Okay. Why do you admire him or her? And then you elaborate more. Okay. Give a situation. Okay. For example, if you are writing that he has become a very good role model of you to you. Okay. Why? How has she influenced you? This one you have to jot down a mind map. If not a mind map, you have to scribble at your question. Write vocabulary, write words, specific words. You should, to get an A, you should not use good. He's a good guy. She's a good friend. No, good is not strong enough. You have to give a very good description. What do you mean by good? Good in what way? So you need to be very accurate. Okay? If she is beautiful, in what way she's beautiful? Beautiful is not enough. Beautiful is a very high frequency words. We call vocabulary high frequency vocabulary. You should go, if you want an A, you should go for better words. Alright? Can I have some of you to write certain things? Okay, you should not write the whole essay, but I want you to write some things. Okay, let's see. Anyone want to write some? Can you volunteer first? What do you want to write? You want to write introduction? Would the introduction be a very long one? Can you use the general statement? Can you use the statistical data to write about the person you admire? Maybe. It's up to your creativity. Okay. Can I have some of you to write introduction, or you want to write on your own? Okay, I'll let you choose. If you are writing introduction, so we pass the content points to somebody else. Okay, I just want one mature content point. If you are writing about description, can you write description alone? Okay, you don't have to answer all. So each of the task, each of the question, you should write in one paragraph. Okay, or more. Okay, why do you admire him? Give one more. If a story, if you have a story, should the story be true, teacher? Must it be a real accounts of events? No, it can be imaginary, your imaginary, or your best given situation. Okay, maybe you have dreamed of some things, you have always thought of that, you have always read about that kind of situation. You want to use that in your writing? Yes, of course. Okay, no problem. Alright, so let's give you several minutes for you to draft your paragraph, not essay. I'm asking for you to do a paragraph. Okay, let's give you some time. Now it's 10 o'clock. Give you some time to write a paragraph. Maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Alright, you do that. Okay, I'll go find something else for you. Time is counting. Okay, 3 minutes have passed by. Okay, can we have some responses? Okay, Vivian, I have some person that I admire, but the person that I admire, I have, okay, some person, maybe several person. I have many people. Some person is quite awkward, that I admire, but the person that I admire the most, okay, I most admire is, okay, can this be a beginning? Yes, it can always be a that beginning, but I will not give that an A for that sentence only. Okay, this is a very general. Maybe you can use something that is more interesting. Or you can start with a definition. What do you mean by admiring a person? What do you do? You can use an introduction. You can see here you have already have 3 points or 3 things you are going to say in the content point. You are going to describe, and then you are going to reason why, and then how she has influenced you, or he or she has influenced you. So you cannot use that in the beginning, but you can add something else in the beginning. Okay, you can start with something else. How did you you were introduced to that person? Okay, in writing essays, it's not like listening or reading tests where the answers, if your answer is A, it's total A. It cannot be B. Okay. If the answer is, for example, a library, it will always be a library in paper 1 and paper 3. Sorry, paper 4, I think. Listening and reading, specific answers. That's it. But in writing, you can always write something. You can always write things with grammatical errors. Okay, you can always write something that is very imaginative. Okay, but as long as you stand by it, you explain it well, then you can get better marks. But if you simply write, Okay, some things that are not very interesting, that are not very mature, so the marks will be a problem. Okay. Can anyone write the beginning? I plan to share with you how we mark. So when you know how we mark, you know how to score. Okay, do you want to know how to score? How do you use your materials? Okay, everything is at your fingertips, right? Teacher, can I use description to start the introduction? Okay. My question is, teacher, can I use description to start? Yes, of course. Okay. Of course you can start with this description. The question, the task you are given, describe, admire, why you admire him or her, and then how has he or she influenced you. It can be anywhere. Okay, though it is better to be at the content point, but it can always start with in the beginning. Okay, and another tips, bear in mind that when you are writing about a person you admire, think of a person you admire and write about him or her. It's not only about giving description. Please do give a name to that person. Okay, this one is a person. Don't give your cat or your something or your gadget. That's not a person. You should write about a person. Okay, so who is it? Okay, it can be somebody in your in your home, in your house. Okay, Vivian has no idea. I have no idea. That's why that's why Vivian, we are trying to, just now we did about factual benefits of co-curricular activity. So I'm trying to divert you to another choice. Okay, it's actually good that the last part of the question is giving you the independence of choosing which question you want to write. Okay, there will be a factual one in the question. Normally there will be a mix of factual and also a narrative, because sometimes not all narrative will be easy to answer, and not all factual very easy to answer. Okay. I usually prefer. Okay, no problem. Okay, Aisha has written something in the chat box. Admiration to any individual comes from the heart, the heart. Okay, and requires lots of efforts as well. Okay, yes, very good, admiration. Okay, and you may continue with giving example of what the efforts that has been done. Okay, maybe what did you do to that person? I mentioned just now you have to give names, right? Can you, should you straight away introduce the name at the first paragraph, or can I write at the end? It doesn't matter, okay, as long as you introduce the person. Okay, don't leave it to be someone who I will wonder until the end of the essay, who is this person, Mr. X or Mr. Y, don't know who. Okay, alright, any ideas? Very good, Sita Aisyah. The word admiration. Okay, the word admiration is a merit tick for you. Okay, thank you, Izati. When asked about the person I admire, I do not require to look at any big influential names in the society. Okay, when it comes to me, the person I admire most in the world is my mother. Senang, very easy, right? Okay, so normally students like to write about someone that's very close to you, the father, the mother, okay, or siblings. Most of you will write about the mother and father, okay. It's not a problem, okay, as long as give a very good idea why they make you that person makes it very special. What is the difference between other parents, okay. Just now I was reading Inshira, okay. So when asked about the person I married, I do not require to look at any big influential names, okay. So influential names, that's a merit tick for me, okay, in the society, okay. When it comes to me, the more is my mother, okay. So my mother has a name or not, okay. So you can always continue with her name, or you can always give it a sense of suspense or wondering until the end. But please do not forget to write, okay. Okay, Afrina, yes, Afrina have mentioned something. As an individual, we may have met many people throughout our lives, but some people remain in our hearts forever. Okay, this is a very good start. The person I admire and love the most is my mother, okay. So both of you are writing about the mother. Any more answers? Okay, while waiting for the some discussions on the content points, and this is a very good introduction. You are writing, Izzati and Afrina is writing about introduction, and Aisha also. Both of three of you can always go on to the content point, no problem, okay. I'm gonna share. It's not in my slides, so all right. Okay. Minimize a bit. I don't know whether you have seen this. Okay, maybe your teachers have explained about this. Okay. But we might as well discuss, and if you have questions you can ask me. If you have not seen this, so it's the first time. If you have seen this before, so it's a revision for you, okay. Because I've mentioned that this matter just now. Okay, so can you see my next what I want to share with you? Okay, so this is the marking band. I don't want to go so detailed into the marking bands, but this is actually shared in with some of the teachers. Okay, so you are marked based on content. From 20 marks, you have 5 marks. Okay. My screen is blinking. The writer completely fulfill all the tasks required. Target reader is fully informed. So who would read? That's what I mentioned to you about target reader. Okay, you need to inform. The language should be at par of the reader. Okay. It's not the numbers there. No numbers. All content is relevant. All content is relevant. Mean all content. How many contents? Okay. When you have band 3, minor irrelevances or omission, missing of words in the writing. This is when you do not use all the content points given. You have 3. And for A3, it's a very risky thing to get an A if you are aiming for A if you only get 3, okay. So let's go down. The second one is communicative achievement. Okay, uses the way of communicative tasks with flexibility to present complex ideas effectively. So how do you explain your points? Do you just mere mention, okay, the benefit of just now we mentioned about why they do not like uh, co-curricular activities, okay, it's wasting time. Why is it a waste of time? Okay, so you should explain well maturity, okay, the maturity of the content points. It both give marks to the content point itself, to the content point, and also to the communicative achievement. Okay, you look at band 1, straightforward ideas, mere mention, okay, no complexity. Alright, too many alright already today. Okay, next one is organization. How do you organize your ideas? Do you mix here and there? When you are describing a person, how do you describe the person? Do you describe the characteristic, the attributes first, physical attributes, or do you mix with the attitudes also? Okay, it can be in any way as long as the meaning comes through, the effort being used, the complexity is there, but the meaning comes through. Okay, text is well organized, coherent whole, using a variety of cohesive devices. See these cohesive devices and organizational patterns with flexibility. Okay, means flexibility means it's not only repeated the same words, the same style. No, okay, you have to use variety of sentence structure with cohesive devices. This is what I meant by you need. It's very important for you to use the cohesive devices. Though sometimes you can always explain things without them. Okay, but with the cohesive devices, it will be a better way of organizing your ideas. Okay. Last one is language. Okay, so here you have vocabulary, less common lexis. Less common lexis, I've used the word just now, less frequency, meaning less, people use less of that words. I understand if you are using describing a person, you tend to use the word just now, good, beautiful. Okay, you have to go for sophistication. Yeah. Okay, flexibility and sophistication. Uses simple and complex grammatical form. Not only simple but complex with full control. Okay. Errors. Errors are usually repeated mistake. Usually slips, means accidentally. Okay, it's not on purpose. Errors, if present, are usually slips. Okay, if you are repeating the errors, meaning that you have problem in the area. Okay. Any question about this marking scheme? Okay, any more ideas coming in? I have like 23 minutes. 23 minutes. Input. Can I have some more input so we can discuss the question? If we have face-to-face workshop, I will have you writing on a mahjong paper or on a piece of paper and then presented to your friends. You should do the same also, because practice makes perfect. When you are going to write, then only we can see the mistakes that you make. Sometimes it slips, okay, unintentionally, okay, tak sengaja. But sometimes you make that mistakes, repeated mistakes. Okay, I'll come back to the another slide. Okay, Can I have the other member in the gang in the meet today? The gang in the meet today. Adila, Azlia, Najwa. Are you afraid to make mistakes? Then you have to read the book Dare to Fail. Okay? You must dare to try now. Oh, you have problem? You wanna turn on the mic? Afrina has given an introduction. Vivian, can you describe some person, a person, not some person, a person. Okay, can you describe a person? Can you give a setting in the introduction? A setting of place where you met the person? Okay, you can give a setting of a place. For example, you met her in the library. Okay, we are talking about your friend. Maybe you met her or him in the library. Maybe you met the person in the canteen, in school. Is your mother is not in the canteen lah, of course. Can you write stories, events of things happening? Okay, what happened? Challenges through life. When you say why do you admire him or her, you can always show an instant or a story about her courage. Okay, I'm mentioning her, him or her courage undergoing the challenges. Okay. Any more? Wants to try? Vivian not trying anymore? Okay, Izati again. My mother has a striking appearance, but behind this she is very alluring, admirable and kind. Okay, what do you mean by striking appearance? Okay, when you mention striking appearance, you need to elaborate more, explain. Okay, what do you mean by striking appearance? She wears what? Dazzled baju kurung. Okay, maybe with all the what do you call that? Sparkles. Oh, I've lost the word. What kind of striking appearance? Is it physical? Is it she's very loud? Maybe she talks very loud, but behind this she is very alluring, admirable and kind. Okay, so you need to explain more. I know that this would not be the one and only sentence in the paragraph. You can always write more. Okay, this is good, striking appearance, but explain. Okay, whatever you mean admirable, okay? Then you have a story, how you somehow somewhat it will answer the questions in the rubric, okay? The task you are been given, okay? So admirable, okay? This is why do you admire him or her, right? So explain. It can always be something like that. Normalina, you are here again. So can you share with us? Vivian has exhausted the means. Can you answer both factual? No problem. That is why the question is made like that, so that if you are not comfortable in sharing stories, so you can write factual. Okay. This is when the article becomes an informal essay. Okay, so you are writing about articles, writing about a person. If you are writing about your mother, it's very informal. But if you are writing some kind of bibliography, so it would be somewhat in the middle. Okay, another 15 minutes to go. Any more ideas? Writing is very hard. Writing is very hard. I've always said this to my students: if you take so many years to learn how to walk, how to run, how many years did you take to learn how to eat properly without messing your clothes, without messing the tables, the chairs, okay? So that is how many years you should take to learn writing, okay? Any more? I shall share this. Okay, Vivian, yes, very good. He likes to play games and watch dramas. If he extremely loves a drama, he can even memorize. It's not memorize, R-I-Z-E, the dialogues in the drama. Okay, he looks crazy sometimes, but he's also intimate with the person around him. Okay, he's funny. He likes to kid with his friends, but won't carry the jokes too far. So very a person that is very the image of a person that you like to be friends with, right? Okay, Adila Najwa, thank you. She is determined and dedicated. Watching my mother strive to reach her goals inspired me to set high goals for myself and work extremely hard to reach them. Okay, so I'm waiting for the next lines or paragraph to explain more about sharing an event. Okay, share an event. Don't only just now I teach you, I shared with you that you are supposed to write general statements for your introduction, but not only for introduction. That is for introduction to grasp the reader's attention, to make them want to read more. Okay, but in the content paragraph itself, you should be explaining, okay, maturing your ideas. Okay, so this is good. Vivian, Adila is good already. Okay, but I want to see in your essay you should finalize everything. Okay, when you're saying she is determined and dedicated, what is the determination? How would you give example? Her in a way you are sharing your stories. That is the example of a point or an event that she is very determined. What goals that she has set for herself? She wants to drive what car? Maybe that's very physical. Okay, or she wants to achieve something in her life. Okay, if she's a businesswoman, okay, what is her target? Okay, if she's a housewife, what is her target? Do housewives have target also? Should have, maybe have. Whatever it is, it's your essay. You should complete the essay. Okay, share stories. Okay, after this is like a general statement of this is the description. Okay, you are describing, but now you need to give examples. Okay, he looks crazy sometimes. Vivian say he looks crazy sometimes. How? In what way? Okay. Articles. Okay, so normally articles do not have direct speech. Okay, you do not use direct speech in articles. But if you are writing narrative, so you should use direct speech, the one with inverted commas. Okay, but this is an article, but this is an informal article. Any more? Very good, Adila, Najwa, I applaud your ideas. Vivian, Izzati, Afrina. Izzati is the same person. Okay, Aisha. Okay, I see that this all your sentences are going your one leg is already in an A. Okay, you just need to complete the whole paragraph, all the sentences. And please, again, I'm emphasizing that you need to take care of your time, your timing. Because why? You already say she's determined, dedicated, and then you share some stories about the events where she has managed to pull up challenges. Okay, but at the end you are unable to sum up or close, okay, or write a closing paragraph, so it will become what do you say, it's not a bad it's not entirely bad, but you will be unable to get that 5 points, 5 band 5. Okay, you need to have a closure to your paragraph, closure to your essay. That will be the turning point, whether you are going to get the A or you are going to just miss the A. Okay, any more? I've mentioned that you can always use your knowledge, your sources at your fingertips, minus the translation. A student should not translate whole paragraph. Maybe you can learn some words. Okay, so here this is from British Council. This is a good source of learning, source of knowledge, especially in English. Even teachers, we had our courses with British Council. Okay, so here I just search. Okay, someone I admire, but this I bear in mind, this is not the answer to your question just now, but this is an example of describing paragraphs about someone you admire. Okay, because no one is giving anything else yet. Okay, so someone I admire. Okay, here I don't know, she or he admires the cousin Laura. Okay, someone I admire. Let's look at the example here. Okay, my cousin Laura, she's 5 years old older than me. So you're giving description about the age. She's 90 now and she lives in Bristol. She's friendly, very friendly and confident. Okay, she's very friendly, confident. She's got long wavy hair, brown hair, and greeny brown eyes. See, friendly, the way she is, And then you have the physical attributes. She's medium height, slim and very fit because she's a dancer. Okay. Look at this example. She's medium height, very fit because she's a dancer. Okay, then you have a picture in your mind of that person. Okay, giving pictures of creating pictures is very important. Okay. She's been dancing since she was 6 years old and trains every day at her dance school. Okay, this shows her determination. This is what I meant by when you say something. Okay, she's very determined. Okay, you need to give sentences, give reasons why you say that. Explain why. Okay, she's been dancing since she was 6 years old, means from a very young age. Okay, every day she wants to be a professional dancer, but it's very difficult profession because it's so competitive. Okay, she often dances in shows. I've been to watch her several times. Her favorite type of dance is modern. So you know about dancing, which is sometimes a bit strange, but I love watching her dance. Laura is very busy because she also studies photography at university. She's really good photographer and has taken a lot of amazing photos of me and my family. Okay, her photos have won a few prizes, as last year one of her photos was in an exhibition at an art gallery in London. Okay, this is what I meant by a mature paragraph, mature idea. Okay, you are mentioning that she's very busy, but a part of her being very busy, okay, what did she manage to achieve? Apart from being very, you mentioned that it's very determined, okay, in her dancing, for example. Okay, so you explain, elaborate on her dance. That is how you're going to describe. Last paragraph, Laura doesn't have lot of free time, and she's also trying to learn German because she wants to go to Germany next year to do a photography course. I think Laura is very hardworking and she deserves to become a professional dancer one day, because why? She's very hardworking. She's very determined. Okay, so this is a very good describing a descriptive paragraph. Okay, but this only answers to the first point. Maybe second. How does she influence you? It's not there. This is not the real sample answer. Okay, so you need to be to write another paragraph of how she has influenced you to be something that you are now. Maybe it can be the same thing. Maybe you have the same interest. She's into dancing. Here, several paragraphs is about dancing and photography. Okay, so maybe that is your role model. That this Laura has become your role model. That you want to dance yourself, or you want to become a photographer yourself, or it's just her attitudes, her determination, her positivity. Okay, her hard work. Okay, that has influenced you to be what you are today, or to be what you dream of in a few years' time. Okay. Okay. Another several minutes to go. I stop sharing this one. I will share this one again. Okay. Another several minutes to go. If you have question for me, I'm teaching you how to use your road to fish, but you need to fish yourself. I'm giving you ways and means and ideas on how to make your essay and essays, but you need to write yourselves. Okay, whatever the question will be, Whatever the question will be, the most important thing is for you to read and understand the question well. Use all the points given. Okay. Sometimes when you are very confident or you are very nervous, okay, you tend to piece out things. Okay, any more questions before we stop? Any more questions, guys? If this was a face-to-face session, I would have given Vivian, Adila chocolates. Okay, Izzati, Afrina, okay, Hazwan. Hazwan, no ideas on Hazwan? Not sharing your the person you admire? You don't have a person you admire? Or not enough ideas? Okay, though it's very the topic is very simple. Person you admire, you like. Admire is something you look up to. Okay, but it's actually a quite hard to score this question because you need to give a very good descriptions. Okay, you need to explain abstract things. Attitude, when you are explaining attitude, you share stories. Okay, you do not share, it's very hard for you to share very vague descriptions. Okay, so let's come to my last slide. If you don't have idea, if you have ideas, you can always contact me in your group, find me. That's the end of my presentation. I wish you all the best for your exam soon. I wish you all the best for you had your speaking session before, right? So you can please do and make efforts to improve your speaking skills, to improve your listening skills. It's not only about writing and reading anymore. Okay, please fill up the Google form. Make sure you fill up the Google form. Okay, thank you very much. Bye. Hah? Tak tahu. Kita tengok jap. Mic.